So I'm the youngest of 11 kids. I grew up with 13 people in one house in a small town in Alabama. And one of the things that I've recognized is that there are a lot of the challenges that I faced growing up that are still current and relevant to what students are facing today. I know what it's like to experience loss. I lost 3 of my siblings by the time I was 14. I know what challenges it's like to be able to want more out of life, but not necessarily know like how to go and do it. Being somebody that had to live without and just had a strong desire for something greater. Like when I go into these schools, like I see a lot of those things that are on them. I see how they're struggling to deal with the social, emotional elements of life, how they're navigating throughout life without necessarily having a guide to be able to show them all the steps that they should take. And with me, when I see those things, like I see myself like being able to not only identify like a place that I've been in, but I also identify that there's a place that they can go to. And every single time, my desire is to be able to connect with somebody, to take them from the place to where they're at, to the space that I know and they know that they can actually get to.
2 pains you can have. You have the pain of discipline, listen to this, the pain of discipline, or you have the pain of regret, right? You're gonna either have the pain of discipline, which means that I'm doing everything every single day that it takes in order for me to accomplish my goals, to accomplish my dreams. It doesn't feel good. I don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I want to do this rep. I don't want to do this assignment. I don't want to do this, and that's painful because it's discipline. Or you're going to have the pain of regret because you didn't do everything that it took in order for you to accomplish that goal. Which pain do you want to feel?
We had Daniel Truelove to come speak at South Lamar School on our theme of the week, which was Hello Week, and he did an awesome job. Our students were engaged and they really paid attention, and there were many things in there that they can apply to their life, and especially what kids have to deal with these days.
My mission is to build more confident, resilient, and mentally strong students and educators. The reason why that's so important to me because I recognize that with all the different challenges that students and educators are facing, you have to have some thick skin. You have to be confident in who you are in order for you to be able to absorb those things. In order for you to be resilient, to be able to overcome the different challenges that you're faced with, and you got to have some mental fortitude. You got to be able to bounce back, and you got to be able to get over those things, and you got to continue to push forward. Because with all the different challenges that our students are facing, those are just rolling over to our educators, and they have to both be in this thing in order for us to actually make sure that we get to the end.
The reality is that the situation that we go through, it ain't pulling us back, it's actually preparing us to be able to be launched forward. So man, my mama went in my life. You think that's holding you back? No, it's just stretching you back just a little bit further. Guess what? My dad went around, my uncle went around, my cousin went to jail. Every single one of these things, man, I failed a grade and I'm behind already. All these things, what they continue to do is they continue to be stretched back. And what happens is when we get stretched back in the same way that this actually slingshot does, what it does, it has the ability to be able to propel us forward. And so what you view at times is something that's worked up against you. What you know is every single one of those things stacked up together actually has the ability to be able to propel you further. It's propelling you forward, it ain't holding you back.
We're very fortunate to have Mr. Daniel Truelove Jr. come and speak to our mentoring program today. We were truly blessed and inspired by his story. I think our students received it very well, and he inspired them to take a deep look inside themselves and their situations and go and move forward in a positive direction.
And this is how we treat people. We look at them, I see red, I see green, I see STEM, I see food. And we never go beneath the surface. All we see is what's on the outside, what's on the exterior. And we never take an opportunity to see anything else. You know what I see when I see this? I see applesauce. I see apple juice. That's what I see when I see this. I see apple pie. Because somebody one day saw this apple and they asked themselves the question, what else? What else can this be? What else can this be utilized for? What are the possibilities that are out there when it comes to this? I looked up this and I saw somebody had 55 different recipes with one apple. I can't even think about 55 different things that I could do with this, but somebody looked at this and said, I see 55 different possibilities. What about you? When you look at your life, do you see 55 different possibilities? Or do you see red, green, STEM? Every single one of us are going to have our Lele moments to where we're going to see our situation and we're going to have to make a decision. Am I going to stay where I'm at? Am I going to fold? Am I going to quit? or am I going to keep fighting?
Sharing our stories is the key to creating connections. When you think about relationships, they're typically built based on the things that we have in common. That's why I'm so big on transparency with students sharing their stories and educators sharing their stories, because when we do that in schools, then more students and educators realize that they're not alone.